Quickest opening to a podcast.
We're all holding the animals. Subscribe or else.
Will, hold something.
All right.
I have an empty Mike's hard
Here,
bottle.
I'll give you one of these. Here, take solo.
All right, here, everyone take like 5 seconds to talk so they show up on the feed. So right now Jake's looking. Now we got
Here, one
Will
sec.
with no cat.
I'm here and I got 30 animals.
All right, we got mine on now. Here, I put treats in front of the.
All right,
There we go.
done. You guys can get
Yeah, we'll get Butters.
Oh,
All right, let's get started.
All right, let's go, Butters. Go. There you go.
Let's go.
that's enough. Hey, no fighting.
All
You
right,
wanna say
Amber, your
hi?
services have been appreciated.
And we're just
He's just gonna chill back there.
All right, don't gorge her. All right, let's get started.
all right.
Joey, give me
Yeah,
a
pick it up.
countdown.
3,
Everyone get ready.
2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Pizzas Here podcast, your home for all news and events around the Washington Capitals. Except today, we won't be talking about our favorite NHL team from DC like usual. Today, we're joined by a very special guest. And today, for the first time ever, the Pizzas Here podcast has a professional hockey player on the show. We're very fortunate to have with us today Carly Jackson, goaltender for the Buffalo Beauts of the Premier Hockey Federation. Carly, thanks so much for joining us today. How's it going?
It's going good, guys. Really happy to be here and just pumped to be on the show.
Yeah, we're very happy that you're here. So, for those of you that don't know, the Premier Hockey Federation is the Maine professional women's hockey league. It was founded in 2015, originally with 4 teams, and has now expanded to 6. And let me tell you, Carly is an absolute beast in between the pipes. Carly played college hockey at the University of Maine and absolutely balled out, to say the least. And in her collegiate career, she set school records for total wins with 45, saves with 3,029, save percentage with .923, shutouts with 12, and goals against average with 2.15. She also had at least 40 saves in 6 games. That's incredible. And then in 2020, Carly was drafted 3rd overall in the PHF draft by the 2016 Cup winner Buffalo Beauts, who she now plays for. That's quite the resume if you know. That speaks for itself. So that's pretty sick. But it's pretty clear that you're I can't even talk. It's such a resume. But it's pretty clear that you're a phenomenal hockey player. But how'd you get here? And when did you start playing? What's your career been like up to this point? And what led to you being the player that you are today?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest thing that led me to being who I am now is my dad. He's an absolute beauty. Just introduced me to every sport he could from such a young age. I grew up playing boys hockey in just my local community, a small town of Amherst, Nova Scotia. I think it has about 10,000 people, so it's pretty small here. But just grew up playing within the community and in surrounding communities, playing boys hockey, and eventually ended up playing junior hockey here for a year, and then I went off to the University of Maine. Played there for 5 years. I redshirted my first year and then did my 4 years of athletic eligibility. And then, like you said, I got drafted to the Beauts, and I'm now in my 2nd pro season there. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. The Beauts are buzzing, and I have so much fun there.
Sick. So did you ever see yourself becoming a pro or as good as you are now?
Yeah, I think when I was a kid, if I had told like an older version of myself, had I told a younger version of me that I wasn't a pro by like the age of 14, I would have been really upset. But yeah, it just always has been a dream. I think probably from when I first put on the pads, I think that I just knew that I wanted to play and play at the highest level that I possibly could. So, I'm very grateful that now I get to play among some of the best in the world. But it's a huge gift. I think every day is a blessing, and the fact that I get to play here now is just the greatest gift I could ever receive.
Sorry. So you were drafted number 3 overall. That's really awesome because like being drafted in a top 5 in any draft in any league is really awesome, but that's really cool. What was it like being drafted 3rd overall? Like what was the day like, knowing you were that high of a selection?
Yeah, it was really special actually. I got to it was during 2020, so it was kind of that COVID year. So due to those circumstances, I was actually at home with my family, which was super special to be able to share that with them. So I had known earlier in the day that I was going to go in the first round. So then when the draft actually happened online, I was just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen and what the experience was going to be like. But it was pretty cool. Buffalo, when they announced my draft, they got Buffalo legend Pat LaFontaine to announce it over Twitter. So that was really special, and my dad was pretty pumped about that because he watched him play a lot growing up, and it was just fun to be able to celebrate with my family. That was the biggest thing, and that was honestly the most meaningful thing, just because they have put the most into my career, and to be able to celebrate and just enjoy that with them was really special.
That's awesome. So obviously that's got to be up there on the list, but what are a few of your favorite memories and moments from your hockey career so far?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of endless, and that's, I think, the beautiful thing about sports and teams and people helping you become who you are as a hockey player and an athlete, but also as a person. Like, I think probably one of my favorite memories of playing hockey is driving to the rink with my dad. He used to just drive me all over Nova Scotia to any practice or any skate that I could essentially get my hands on. So honestly, that's one of my favorite things about playing hockey, was the memories of my family. And then two, I would say my time at Maine was pretty special. That's one of the moments for sure. Is my senior year, we were playing off against BU, who Boston University, who we had a pretty good rivalry with over the years. And we were the lower seed, and we're going to the first round of hockey's playoffs. And the first game we played against them, we went into double overtime and ended up winning 3-2. And I think the game ended up being like something crazy, like 98 minutes long, or something just insane. Like, we finished the game around midnight, I think, and we ended up winning that one. So we were up in the series 1-0. And then the second game we won again. So we ended up sweeping that series my senior year. And it just signified like how much our program had grown at Maine, and what we were doing and what we were building as a culture and as a team. So that was really fun. And then, that brought a lot of energy into Buffalo. And last year, it being a COVID year, I think one of my most significant moments was beating Boston last year in our first round of playoffs when we beat them 2-1. I think everyone kind of expected us to not win that game, and we did. So that was pretty special to me. And I'm taking that energy actually into the new year when we play Boston the first weekend back in 2022.
So moral of the story is you own the city of Boston.
That's the plan.
Yeah, we're not
Must be
big
nice.
fans of Boston here
Must
either.
be nice.
So
Perfect.
at least one of us can beat them, So first round last year, it's still fresh. But so obviously you're an inspiration to a lot of people. But what's it like to know that you're an inspiration to young girls all over the world who, want to play hockey and want to be in your position one day? And if you could give them some piece of advice or a message to them, what would it be?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a dream. Like, I'm doing exactly what I've always wanted to be doing, from when I was a kid, and really since I realized that I wanted to play hockey. To be able to kind of create space and create opportunity for kids like me, like young girls, young boys, for really just anybody, like creating a space where, if I can do it, that someone else I know certainly can, right? If you love something enough and you put in the work and you put in the practice, like, there's nothing you can't do. And I think that that's really powerful. But yeah, I guess my piece of advice to a younger athlete, or anybody just kind of really following your dreams, is just live it and love it and just enjoy it as much as possible. Like, really just dive into those small moments and those small details of those things that really make you happy about whatever it is you're doing. Like, for me, I love the way my skates feel on the ice. And I was out on the pond today, and I was just skating around, and it was just appreciating every single minute of it. And I think that that's so important, no matter what level you're at, whether you're 5 years old or you're 50 years old, and everywhere in between. It's just appreciate those moments, and just love what you do.
So we talked a little
Hell
bit
yeah.
about it before,
Where's
But,
our outdoor? Where's
right.
our pond invite at though?
We're,
Pull up, fellas.
How do you get?
we're
You
broke
guys are
college
spoiled
kids.
out
How are we
there.
getting to Buffalo, buddy?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not even
Dude,
getting.
we'll get
I'm
on the
not
team
even getting
bus.
to like.
We'll hop on the
Philly.
team bus.
I
I'll hop
can't
on
even
the team
skate
bus.
backwards, so
Yeah.
I can't skate forwards, but I'll still have a fun time.
There should be a
Oh,
video
yeah.
out there circulating me like falling on my ass skating. I have to find
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh, me too. We talked a little bit about it before we started recording, but obviously I'm just gonna say you have an absolute iconic mullet. I think it's one of the best in all of hockey.
One
So
of
it's the best. Sorry.
the best.
How do you maintain such a sick mullet?
First of all,
Shout
thank you.
shout out your barber.
Oh yeah. Yeah, shout out to Fade in Full on Elmwood in Buffalo. Those guys are the
Good.
best. PJ is my boy. He did an excellent job and I love the guy. I will definitely be going back. But I love just doing the hockey hair. I used to have long hair, I think probably 6 or 7 years ago now, and then I've just been trying every haircut I've always wanted to try, and this is the year of the mullet, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I can definitely agree. My hair, you probably can't.
Wait. Follow up question though. What's next?
I don't know. You guys are gonna have to wait, stick around for playoffs. There might be a special
Tune
surprise
in for
in store.
season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree that hair has been kind of crazy. You can't tell right now, but my hair is incredibly long. It's the longest it's ever been. Like it's all the way like to my like shoulder, bottom of my shoulder blades.
Nice.
But obviously, besides maintaining that awesome hair and being everybody's favorite player, obviously, what is the hardest part about being a goaltender in the PWF?
Yeah, I think one of the most challenging things about being a goaltender is keeping your cool. I think it's so easy to get just really like I'm a pretty emotional person, so to get like your emotions caught up in the score and reacting to plays that happen in the game, but being able to maintain your cool and just be like a solid presence for your team so that they're able to trust you back there is one of the hardest things. I mean, it sounds very simple, but just keeping your mind focused on something as simple as a black rubber disc for 60 minutes. It's incredibly challenging, but to be able to maintain that focus, I would say that is the most challenging thing.
Do you have any pieces of advice for someone like Jordan Binnington who, throws a temper tantrum every time they get scored on?
Yeah, yeah, chill out, bud. I think I've seen a few of the clips and I understand it. I don't want to smack my stick too, but you gotta keep your emotions in check. You can't get too high and you can't get too low. You just gotta stay consistent because that's the name of the game for the position, right? Like, I mean, even on his run when they won the cup couple years ago, I didn't see him doing any of that. So it was definitely surprising to see him become more of a hothead, I guess. But I don't know. In my opinion, I think you gotta keep your cool. You gotta be able to keep rowing the boat even when you don't feel like it sometimes.
I just find this hilarious. You're just taking
swimming.
absolute shots at like Jordan Binnington right now.
Yeah.
That's the greatest.
I mean, she's right though.
Right.
Like,
this is.
I saw the other day he threw his helmet on the ground like in the middle of play to like stop the play. Like I haven't gotten to watch it
That's
yet,
something that goaltenders do sometimes is to like get like
that's a safety hazard at that point.
It is, but it's like it's their safety. This isn't a question on the sheet, and you don't have to answer this. Have you ever like once like wanted to be in a goalie fight before?
Yes.
Or have you been?
So
that would just be cool. I mean, like, in terms of like the competition and like the heat of the game, absolutely. I think that would be such a fun experience. I'm really
You're the best guest we've had.
Is there more beef with the goalie at the other side of the ice or the forwards who are throwing snow at you? Like,
I would say there's like camaraderie between goalies because like,
oh yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, like I don't know, and I feel like for the most part, I feel like I have some connection or I've known at least one of the goalies from every team through college or just through like the grapevine. So I think there's like a lot of respect there. But I find I would say with forwards and stuff during the game, there's heat of the moment and you're into it. We're all emotional. We're all like working our tails off, right? So I think that it can get heated between forwards and goalies. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of forwards or maybe defensemen, I guess I shouldn't make any assumptions. we know a thing or two about shots that are hard to stop as Caps fans. So who's got the hardest shot to stop in a PHF?
The hardest shot to stop. To be fair, I haven't seen every team yet. I have yet to play against Minnesota. So there could be some there that I might not be considering. But I'll say one for sure that's I played against in college. I played against her last year, and I've played against her this year. That I just have a ball playing against is Michaela Grant-Metzis. She plays for Toronto and was the league MVP last year. So I played her a lot in college because she went to Merrimack College and I went to the University of Maine. So we faced off many, many times. Yeah, I would say she's a very talented player, and I have the utmost respect for her and her game.
Is there anybody
Quick
who has
shout
like a
out
sneaky
to my
lead?
girlfriend's
Sorry.
parents. Wait. Quick shout out to my girlfriend's parents who got me a Maine hockey shirt for Christmas. You know, because they went there for college. So shout out to them. Hopefully they're watching right now. But
Yeah,
yeah.
huge shout out. Go Black Bears.
Is there anybody with like a sneaky release, like a guy like you think of Austin Matthews, how he does his stuff, is he's got like such a crazy release. Is there anybody like that that's like when you see them shoot the puck, it's almost like and it gets right by you?
Yeah, there's a few. There's always one team I find, and sometimes you try to get pre-scouting. You try to identify who some of the bigger threats are on every team, right? But somebody who has like a weird shot or a strange release. So it's really interesting to see the different patterns that come along. But I would say there was one I saw last year was Kayla Friesen. She played for Connecticut. I believe she got traded or she signed in Boston. But she has a pretty sneaky good shot.
Yeah, yours is pretty good. All right. I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm up, aren't I? Okay. So in 2015, you won a silver medal with Team Canada at the IIHF U18 World Championships. Obviously, we're pretty mad at that organization right now for the cancellation of the women's tournament this year. But in 2015, what was that experience like winning a silver medal with Team Canada?
Oh man, it was honestly so special. Like that whole experience with Team Canada and just being able to represent your country, put on the jersey. I mean, it's every kid's dream, I think, or every young athlete's dream. So I was absolutely gutted just to hear that news again that it was canceled this year. I think that tournament and that organization, especially at that age group, is so important in development and just in these young athletes' careers. It leads to a lot more beyond just that tournament. So, I mean, my heart goes to them because they work their tails off and they're doing absolutely everything they can to be prepared for this, and to find out so close, it's honestly, it's heart-wrenching. So I hope that something works out as it should be. These athletes deserve better, and they deserve to showcase their skills. But speaking to my own experience, like, it was just incredible. It just taught me, like, being within Hockey Canada taught me so much about how to become a better person and a better athlete, and just reach for that next level, no matter what you're doing.
What was it like traveling? Where was that at again? The 2015 World Championships for you guys? Where was that at?
So it was actually in Buffalo, New York.
Oh,
so,
I was like, what's it like traveling there? I'm like, oh, you live there. Never mind.
Yeah. So like it was pretty special actually when I came back to Buffalo, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a full circle thing. But it felt even more like home because I had been there before, and yeah, that connection I thought was pretty neat.
So you've been how long have you been playing goalie for?
I think oh god, 15 years now.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite save that you've made through those 15 years in your goalie career?
Do you have a favorite
If you can
save?
name one.
Yeah, there was one in practice a few weeks ago against Cassidy Winkle. She's one of our forwards on the Beauts. We always play this game at the end of practice called Juice Girl, where essentially we do this competition and the loser has to get Gatorades for everybody else.
What's that game called?
What's that?
What's it called?
It's called Juice Girl.
Juice Girl.
Yeah, so if you lose, you become the Juice Girl and have to get juice for everybody. But anyway, she had shot it and it had gone up in the air, and it was like floating and gonna come back into the net, and I turned around and hit it out of the air, and we were just chirping each other like crazy. So that was the first one that came into my mind, because her and I are always going at it in practice, and it's pretty fun. But honestly, like there's so many parts of the game that I remember so fondly. Like, I think that's one of the best things about being a goalie is, of course, like making the saves you're supposed to make and being consistently steady, but there's nothing like making a special save that gets the crowd on their feet. I think that's one of the coolest feelings in the whole world, and definitely something that I live for.
Do you think making a save against like your teammates or your friend is better than in the game, right? Or because it's just too messing around?
Yeah, it's kind of sweet. It's like a different genre, if that makes any sense, but it is probably one of my favorite things is when you rob one of your buddies in practice.
Quick follow-up to that.
Okay.
Would you rather silence a crowd in an away game with a ridiculous save, or get the home crowd going crazy with one?
Get the home crowd
Yeah.
crowd going crazy, because they're there to support you, so you want to put on a good show.
Yeah,
That's a really good question, actually.
Yeah.
I like that,
I
Will.
like
That's a
that.
good ass question. Because from my perspective and like the sport I play, for scoring a goal, not like saving one. Like I don't know what I would answer to that. Like both are like their own different type of enjoying experience.
You could be like Stefan Diggs yesterday, where he was or 2 days ago when he was telling all the Patriots fans to F off because after he scored a touchdown. That was hilarious. Did anybody else see that?
Yeah,
He was like,
I did see that.
You. Oh, I was like, oh,
He's
my
like, you
God,
want the ball, you want the ball, you want that.
Are you a Bills fan?
I am a Bills fan. I live in Buffalo now,
Okay.
so
I'm
I've
a
just
Ravens
adopted the
fan. I don't
culture.
know about me and the are Ravens fans. We don't know how to feel about that.
Okay.
Jake's an Eagles fan, though.
I'm an Eagles fan.
I am a
And you don't want to know what Will's team is because Will's team's an
Washington
embarrassment.
football fan, but we don't have to talk about it.
It's okay. The rest of
I
the
never
Washington
thought
football-
Taylor Heineke was the solution. Definitely
It's not the
not.
solution. I'm just going to tell you right now, he's not. So your number at one point was the number of a certain Capitals goaltender.
It's your number right now.
Your number right now. I'm sorry, I didn't check that. Is a certain Capitals goaltender might be pretty good. Has a former Vezina winner. Is tied with Martin Brodeur for the wins record in an NHL season. Braden Holtby. So do you want to talk about? Hold on one second. I read the question. Why do you wear that number 70? Is it because of Braden Holtby, or is there another significant reason behind it?
I do love Braden Holtby. Guy's a beauty. I mean, he's got sick hair. I don't know much about his personality beyond that he has turtles, which is pretty cool. But he's
a really good person.
Oh yeah, he's an amazing person.
He's a great person. He
Yeah,
goes to Pride in DC every year, even though he's like
he literally went. Yeah, he went this past year.
Not anywhere near DC anymore.
Yeah, that's so cool.
He's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Hear that. Goalies.
The goalies.
The non-Jordanton Bennington goalies. We love them.
Yeah.
Jordan Bennington Hate Club is the title.
So the number 70, I wore it in I think 2015 in Canada games when I got to choose my number there as well. But I've just always loved the number 7, and I had always worn the number 7 in baseball growing up. So when I got a chance to kind of choose my own number, I just went a different direction with it and chose 70. And I love the way that it looks. I saw it on Holtby, and I knew that it looked good because, he's pretty sick. And I like the way it looked on the back of his jersey. So I just kind of ran with it, and now I love it. I love being number 70.
Did you ever try to wear number 7?
Not in hockey, just because it's like, I think it would be like a little bit taboo. It's kind of like number 7 specifically is more of like a forward number, I think. Maybe a D. But if I wore that as a goalie, I'd probably get shirt pretty hard.
Who's a famous number 7 right now?
There's the only 7 I can think of right now is like Brady Tkachuk and
that's right.
and Pietrangelo, because he was
Pietrangelo's 3 now.
No, he's not. He's number 7.
Oh,
he was 27 when he first started. Then wherever he went before, like he was 27, and now he's 7 because what's his face already has it in Vegas.
What position do you play in baseball, by the way? I play baseball all the way.
That's an important question.
Yeah, so I've kind of like migrated between third base and shortstop.
Yes, third base. Let's
and
go.
I pitched too.
Stop. That's my position.
Third base was my position.
Yeah,
Jake was all county, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
sir. Yes, sir. Who's your favorite baseball player of all time?
Oh, Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Oh, that's a sick answer.
I'm an Orioles
That's
fan.
not a
man.
bad
I
answer.
can't
That's
win.
not a
I
bad
can't
answer.
win.
No, he hits dingers. He's sick.
That's not a bad
Joey,
answer. Yeah.
Vlad Guerrero Sr. was on the Orioles. You
well.
can just the
He was
connection
on.
there.
That's like
I know
saying
so
like
much about baseball.
that's like
I'm
saying
not
Jose
gonna say
Bautista
what
was
it
on the Orioles, bro. It doesn't count. He doesn't. I'm not gonna think. Oh man, Vlad Guerrero Jr. The Orioles. Like no, I'm thinking the Expos, bro. Like.
Okay, so
All right,
we
Will, you got next.
just discussed the fact that you own the city of Boston. Your next game is January 8th against the Boston Pride. So what's the mindset? What's the prep like going into a game and getting things started up again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we've kind of had a bit of a rough start to the first half of the season. We've had a lot of close games and just haven't really been able to pull out those points. But I think this break has been good for us, for the Beauts. We've gotten a chance to regroup, reset, and now we're going into a more consistent schedule after the break. So I think we're all looking forward to that. I know I am, a little bit more consistency in terms of just games. Like I think in the first half we had 3 game weekends, and they were separated by 2 or 3 weeks in between. So just due to travel and a couple other things that came up, but just going into the new year against Boston, honestly, it's just all gas, no breaks. We got some work to do. We got to get some points, and it doesn't matter who we're playing. Love playing against the Boston teams, but again, it's kind of a faceless opponent. Like it doesn't matter who we play. We're just going to come out and play Beauts hockey and shut everybody down.
I love that. All
I
gas,
like it.
no
I do
breaks.
want to
That
warn
was-
you about the all gas no break slogan as a University of Texas student. Didn't work out so well for us, but I like
Hey,
the mindset.
second time's a charm.
Gotta
Hey,
mention that he goes to Texas at least
Hey
once
Will.
an
Hey Will. Is
episode.
Texas back yet, buddy?
We got
Is
Quinn
Texas back?
Ewers, man. So
I don't care.
watch your trash talk. Give me
Watch
give
your
me
trash
a year.
talk. You were
Give me a
5
year.
and 7.
Give me a year. Quinn
were
Ewers
5
is
and
the
20,
best
47.
quarterback prospect since Trevor
All
Lawrence.
right. Hockey.
Give him a moment. Just wait.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, you're up.
we obviously talked about a few of your own, personal favorite saves, but do you have a favorite save or the best save that you've ever seen from someone other than yourself? And if you can think of one off the top of your head, I guess give us one from a guy and one from a girl.
Yeah, all right. I think the first one that popped in my head was Marc-Andre Fleury Cup final against Detroit when he was playing for Pittsburgh, and there was less than a minute left. I think Pittsburgh was up by a goal, and he just makes this sprawling body save. It was kind of unorthodox, but it was just the dying seconds of a game, and he just threw his body at the puck, and he made the save, and they ended up winning the cup, and it was just unbelievable. I just remember watching that as a young kid and just being so inspired by the compete and the battle and his calmness under pressure, and his ability to stay so composed in one of the highest pressure situations in all of hockey. So that was the first one that popped in my head. It's not the flashiest
Too bad he
save,
couldn't do that against us in the
Yeah.
cup final, but
right? Yeah, that one was really meaningful for me, I think, growing up and in terms of developing my mindset as a goaltender. And then in terms of women's hockey, I would say not necessarily a save that popped out in my head, but a performance is, I think it was the 2012 Olympics. Shannon Zapatos, she played against the U.S. and I think she ended up shutting them out, but I remember just her performance and the presence that she had in net was so dominant that it was okay, no one's going to score on her. And I could just tell that Canada was going to win because just the way that her energy was on the ice. So I would say that it was probably one of the most memorable, not saves, but performances from a female goaltender.
Nice. Do you have a goalie that you've looked up to and molded your game after?
Yeah, I would say there's kind of a couple. I think I like to take bits and pieces from goaltenders that I see and just people that I see in general. I think everybody has something to teach you. So, but who I shaped my game after growing up and just watching all the time, The first one I would say is Johnny Quick. Like I love watching him play. Like he is so fun to watch. He's so athletic and he's just like it's unbelievable. It's so entertaining. So his ability to battle and just compete, like I like to kind of adapt some of that into my own game. But I would say that the other half of my game, I would model myself off of two goalies who actually play for the same team now is Carey Price and Jake Allen. Their game is just so like technically sound. Like those guys can just absolutely control the ice just based off their body language. So it's really interesting to watch them play. And I was very fortunate actually growing up. Jake Allen is from Atlantic, Canada, where I grew up. So I was able to train with him for a couple of years through Alexander Goaltending here in the Maritimes. So being able to kind of watch how he practiced and just how he focused in on the details, like he would stay on the ice as long as he possibly could after our hour and a half session or a couple of skates, and he would be practicing something like where his positioning was on the post and like adjusting his foot. And I just like try to soak in as much as possible from him, and being able to see how his game has developed. And now he's won a cup with St. Louis, and I think he seems Montreal. So I think being able to watch his game develop myself after his calmness and composure has been absolutely part of us.
All right, this next question.
That's awesome that you guys got to
that's
train
really cool.
together and stuff. That's really
That's
cool.
actually really cool. Like I honestly I keep forgetting that like Carey Price is it's so weird that Carey Price is genuinely one of those goaltenders. You just like think of how far he's reached with how great he is. It's incredible. And also Jonathan Quick, I love that. I remember he was one of the goaltenders that
USA.
got me into hockey. Yeah,
USA.
Team USA. Is Jake Allen? Is he Canadian or United States? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
He's from the same place as her.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Jonathan Quick.
I don't know what you want from me, man.
Jonathan Quick back in like what year was it when they were like really insane for a couple of years, like 2012?
2016,
yeah. Johnny Quick was insane back. I mean, he's still a solid goalie that is definitely slept on to a good amount, but he used to be insanely good back in the day. He was always very fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you grew up watching the NHL. So obviously you probably do have a favorite NHL team. There's good and bad answers to this, but why don't you go ahead and tell us what your favorite NHL team is?
Yeah, I mean, I've got, I think I would, throughout the years, like I would say I follow more players rather than teams, but my dad's a big Philly fan, so I got to cheer for the Flyers. I have a soft spot for Toronto just because, like I have to cheer for them because they haven't won in such a long time. And, Canada. But my team is actually the St. Louis Blues. My goalie coach growing up,
and we've been trashing Binnington this whole time.
I know, but I've seen the clips, right? So my goalie coach, Dave Alexander, now works for the Blues, so I gotta cheer for my guy, and so being able to support him while he's been there has just been super cool, and I love seeing his work and what he's doing with the goalies there. But I gotta go with the Blues.
You don't like America's team, the Buffalo Sabres?
I'll tell you what, the Sabres are growing on me.
we have to reference that joke at least
once an episode.
America's
My roommate's
team.
a Blues fan. That's cool. Or one of them is. So, in your opinion, who is the best goalie in the NHL right now?
Ooh. Right now, that's a good question. I haven't been watching as much of the NHL lately. But, I mean, I got to go with Vasilevsky. He's just absolutely
can't go wrong
dominant.
With that answer. Yeah.
No, and last year in the playoffs, like, and the year before, like, he's just an absolute monster. He's been crushing it. He's just a force. Like, he's an absolute force out there. I think he's doing obviously very well with Tampa, but I think he would do well with any team, which says a lot to his playing ability.
Do you ever mess around in practice and try to make behind the back like glove saves like he's done a couple of times?
Oh yeah, you have to. You got to try it. If you never like try it in practice, then how are you going to do it in a game? So you got to practice like you play.
It's like how everybody does the Michigan.
John Tortorella might say that that's bad for the game, though. So I don't know.
Might want to be
if you get
careful.
that.
You know, John Tortorella, he's won like 3 playoff series since like 2004. So,
Trevor Zegras makes the assist of the century, but that's bad for the game of hockey. Now all the kids are going to be practicing that now outside.
Hey, I think
What a bad take.
creativeness is awesome, right? Like,
Definitely.
that's like that save by Vasilevsky a couple years ago. You see people pulling out that move now all the time, and the Zegras pass or the Michigan pass now they're calling it. Like, there's just going to be more stuff that is added to the arsenal of tools. So I think it's exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
How would you deal with it if someone behind your net tried to pull that?
I don't know. I think honestly, knowing my luck, I feel like it would just like hit me in the back of the head and like fall down or something. So I don't know, maybe like try and headbutt it or try and like knock it out of the air. But honestly, if someone gets that goal, respect. Like, that's not easy to do.
Like, you can't even be mad. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's that's can't even
like,
say
credit
anything
where
about it.
credit's
It's
due.
like nice.
Yeah.
Damn, it's me again.
Yeah,
All
I see
right. So people keep highlighting my questions. I can't read it. But so this was asked by somebody on our tweet that we had, put out. But so what's your experience been like as an LGBTQ athlete? And how can hockey fans and just people in general continue to support this community with, not only the players in mind, but again, all people?
Yeah, absolutely. I think being an openly queer professional athlete is something I think that I take a lot of pride in, and I just think it's so important to have representation. Like, I can only imagine like a younger version of myself being able to look at someone who I looked up to that looks like me or looks similar to me, or maybe someone who I might want to be like someday, and just being able to have different kinds of people in all kinds of walks of life, I think is just so important, and it just shows that representation matters, and diversity matters, and the more people that we can connect with just across the spectrum and across the globe and like in all kinds of walks of life, I think the better the game will be, the better the culture will be. So being able to represent this community within ice hockey is really important to me, and it's something I feel very passionate about. And I guess my advice to people that want to create a more inclusive space is just to create space for those people to be, for all of us really, to be who we are authentically, and that's the most powerful thing, is being our authentic selves. So just try and be is your awesome self as often as possible, and the people who love you will support you and just have your back throughout it all. So just live your life with love, and that's really, I think that's really it.
100%.
You got to come down for DC Pride and link up with Holtby.
Oh my God, that would be the coolest
They're
thing.
awesome.
I'll wear his
Can you
jersey
imagine that
for mine.
picture? That'd be like
Goaltenders
the
take
sickest
over
picture.
Pride.
Yeah.
Be awesome. Do you have any pregame rituals or a favorite pregame ritual or superstition? And I'll have a follow-up question to this: is what's the weirdest one that you've seen from your teammates?
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. So I don't know. My kind of pregame changes almost every year. Like, I like to think that I think consistency is good in terms of like having a general routine. But I find that every season I kind of pick up on something new. Like in college, I used to play catch with my goalie coach before every game, and we would just play catch for like 30 minutes. And we just really mess around, and it was super fun. But now I play soccer. Like, I love playing soccer. It just like gets me in the zone, gets me going, and like we're laughing, we're chirping each other. I think that's the most fun thing. But other than that, it's my biggest thing is just playing soccer, playing some sort of game to get my head on and get my head in the game and just get ready. But other than that, nothing crazy. I'm not really like a put my left side on first, right side, or whatever, that kind of stuff. I think there's so much that's beyond our control that it's important to kind of stay loose and keep your mind open. But the weirdest superstition that I've seen, I had a college teammate who used to do like a handstand on the wall before every game. And and then she would like come down and go into the splits. And I was just like, what? So it was very impressive.
I don't even want to think about doing that.
Yeah.
Doing one of those is painful for
So
me. Doing
before
them
the
both at the
skates
same
go
time.
on, right?
What's that?
Before the skates go on, surely.
Yeah, before the skates.
Oh, I was about to say, like,
Yeah, it was after off ice
gonna kill
normies,
somebody.
and then would just like flip around, and I'm like, what? Gear would be impressive, very impressive.
I can't even get near a splits without pads on. I don't even want to imagine trying that.
I've done one splits. It was while skiing. I was trying to pizza stop because I was still new to skiing, and instead my legs went out, and I did the splits, and I was sore for about a month.
Got a hernia.
Yeah, I would not recommend.
See, that's why you snowboard, Will.
I want to try that one day.
Just do neither and avoid the problem. That's my philosophy.
That's
nah, full send.
Full send.
All gas, no brakes.
Oh man. All right.
What's your pregame meal?
Oh yeah, that's important.
Chicken
Pregame
farm
meal,
like Ovechkin or something different?
So this has stayed pretty consistent for the past, I don't know, probably since college. You know, I would love to say I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but Wayne Gretzky used to eat 2 hot dogs or something before every game. I love hot dogs, and I would love to do the same. And I can say that I've definitely done it a couple times. But my go-to is usually breakfast for dinner, or like bacon and eggs, hash browns, toast. It's the best pregame meal in my opinion.
That's respectable.
That's breakfast for dinner is legendary. I love that.
Breakfast for dinner is a power move. I'm not gonna lie.
What's going on your eggs or in an omelet or something? What are you putting in it?
Kind of depends. Sometimes I do like a cheese pepper kind of thing. Sometimes I just go plain with hot sauce or ketchup. It just depends on the vibes.
If my mom's listening, she just smiled because she douses her eggs in hot sauce.
Oh, nice. Respect.
Do you change it up for when you get to like the postseason at all, or do you keep it the same?
Keep it the same. Consistency
Gotta
is
keep
key.
it the same.
Consistency is key. Good point. So you mentioned this a little bit about other sports, but what is your favorite sports other than hockey? You mentioned baseball and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but is there any other sports you like to watch in your free time?
Yeah, I would say baseball, absolutely. I still actually play baseball now in the off season, which I feel very grateful to do in my now mid-20s. But I love baseball, huge baseball fan. Beyond that, I've been recently getting into the WNBA. I bought the season pass this year. Oh yeah, you saw that, eh?
That's sick. Oh shoot!
And it's fun to watch, but that picture a fan had drew it, and it's awesome. I saw it come up on my Facebook, and I was super impressed.
Shout out to AV with this portrait. I don't know if it's gonna there. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat.
That's tough. I wish I could draw. So if you get to the playoffs, we talked about keeping stuff the same. Does that mean no mullet shape ups or anything once you get to playoffs, or are we keeping it clean?
I do have a history of doing stuff for playoffs with my hair. So last time I was in the playoffs with Maine, I ended up getting blue frosted tips. So I don't know if
Hell yeah,
far, but I wouldn't mind bleaching the mullet. Maybe we'll see.
If you guys win the cup this year, I'll get blue frosted tips. I'll do it.
All right, deal.
You're making so many. You got the
you're
tattoos
gonna look like I don't know, something crazy.
Well, no, because she mentioned how they've had like a rough start to the season, but they're looking to turn things around. So that's my challenge. So if they can turn it around and win the cup this year, then all of us have to get temporary blue frosted tips.
Let's go.
Like a week or something.
I don't know about that.
It's for like a day. Just do it for a couple days.
I'll do it. Why not?
I'll do normal.
Why not?
Tips.
I could just froth my tips and shave my head.
I'll do frosted tips for like a week if that happens.
All right.
That's the word. Incentive to win.
Congratulations, we're all now.
Don't win it just because you want the happiness of winning a championship, but do it just for that sole reason.
Yeah, so that 4 broke college boys in Virginia and Maryland can get frosted tips in the colors of your honor. That's exactly what
dream
you're
come
fighting
true.
for now.
Just skip Texas.
I want
I
to see some winning streaks. Oh man, Will, you're up, buddy.
Yeah, I was just waiting on. So this is kind of our last, at least scripted question, but how do you want to be remembered once your career is over? Not only as a player, but also as like just a person.
Yeah, that's a good question. I want to just be remembered as someone who just lived their life with positivity and love. Hopefully, like something I've always thought about growing up, and I can't remember exactly where I heard it or what coach I heard it from, was just leave a place better than you found it. I try to think about that honestly every single day. So when I leave the game, I hope that it's in a better place than when I arrived. And that's definitely something I think about all the time that motivates me, like every single day, honestly. And I think that if you live your life with just love and a place of goodness, then you'll do good things, and hopefully you'll be pretty happy while you're doing it.
So my mom wants me to ask. So we were talking about eggs and putting the hot sauce on them. So obviously you're not from near Maryland, but have you or have you not had Old Bay before? And have you ever had Old Bay hot sauce?
I don't think I've had Old Bay hot sauce.
Oh.
But if your mom recommends it, I
That's like my parents, like that's their go-to. So we'll have to send you some.
The entire state of Maryland is built on Old Bay. In case you don't know this, Maryland is like, it's literally like, it's like how some states are.
We don't have much else. All of our sports teams blow, and that's about
Ravens aren't bad. We're just hurt. I'd rather be the Ravens than the Washington football team. I'm sorry.
What? I am a loyal fan. All right. I've been through thick and thin. The best year of my football fan life was RG3. So that says something. And then, I thought, I'm going to this university that's got a history of great football. And
you didn't look at the past 10 years of Texas before.
I knew what I was. I thought Sam Ellinger was going to bring us back. But, one day one of my teams will be good, and I'll know I've been through it.
The Capitals want a cup.
I deserve their success.
What is this? One day my team will be good, bro. We won a cup like 3 years ago.
The Nats won a World
Series.
Series.
To be totally honest, like
I
was super happy with the Caps Cup. The Nats championship, I'm not as big of a baseball fan, so I can't be as excited about it as like if Washington, cool. If the Caps won another cup, or if well, I'm not even if Washington.
Would the Toronto? I'm sorry, would Toronto Blue Jays be your favorite baseball team?
Oh yeah. Big time.
Great. That's nice.
Okay. All right. So I have another goalie question. So I would assume you're familiar with both of these guys, but they're the best at what they do. So which would you rather not have to go up against? Would you rather not have to see like something like a cross ice feed to an Ovechkin 1T, or would you rather go up against like Connor McDavid on like a one-on-one going full speed? Like which one's more intimidating? I mean, and just like from any player.
See, I would prefer to have the OV1T just to see it. Like just to be like
it's a good ass
get
answer.
yourself in front of that, I think would just be the most exhilarating thing. So I would love to do that.
There's no fear in your mind when you see that.
There'd be nothing in your mind. I hope your affairs are in order. You're not going to live.
You don't get to be a professional goaltender fearing one-timers, To
be fair, Ovechkin could miss it. That's the thing too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that would be the coolest thing. Like I would love to see Ovi slap shot.
What do you think? Do you think you could stop it?
I mean, there's a decent chance that it could just hit me, right?
That's fair. That's fair.
You calling Ovechkin an act?
There's always a chance.
It was nice having you on the show today.
So
you want to step out now,
if you're facing 10 one-timers from the left circle, how many of them are you stopping?
From Ovi?
Yeah.
Yes, they're all from Ovi, and they're all going to hit
10.
the net, so you have to stop them.
More than half, because then I could say that I won.
I respect the confidence in that.
Respect.
Hell yeah.
I think more than half is actually not at all unrealistic.
Yeah. I mean, half of the time it goes into your stomach from Ovi this year at least. So considering you're shooting everything and anything, I mean, some of them are going to hit you, but so all right. So question from Eric's girlfriend. So what's your favorite place in Bangor, Maine?
Oh,
That's where her
Ooh.
family's from, so she's got to ask.
I'm gonna go with Blaze Pizza. They
Ooh,
have
I
like
know
I
that.
went there this summer.
yeah, unbelievable. I went there and got like a poutine, and it was just one of the best meals of my life. So I love it there. I love Maine.
We've got a Blaze Pizza in Maryland if you wanna come down here and go. But I went to a coffee shop or something like right by that Blaze. I can't remember what the name of it was, but they were giving out little like custom like syringe like vaccine looking cookies, like if you showed them your Vax card. So that
Oh,
was
nice.
cool.
Yeah. So I have a question for you about, obviously the NHL. I mean, the NHL has some of the craziest things nowadays. I mean, if you look at like a 30-year difference, like, you're looking at guys like not even have the butterfly goalie technique, but now it's like people are doing things like behind the back. If you could take one player from the NHL and put it on the Buffalo Beauts, who would it be? And why would it be Ovechkin? But who would it be?
Oh my God, I would love to have Ovi on the team. I think I'd have to go with Connor McDavid. I mean, he's just so fun to watch.
I figured.
Guy's got speed, he's just so fun to watch. I think that would be pretty sick.
Past or present player?
Ooh,
How about a player that's currently retired or is like,
Okay,
not like in their prime?
That's a good one. That's a good question.
Ilya Kovalchuk.
I'm thinking with the mullet. I'm thinking you might be going towards Yager.
Well, he's still playing though, isn't he?
No, he's in like the Czech league.
Crosby's from like the same part of Canada as you, isn't he? So are you a Crosby fan?
Yeah, I am. I know his family like a little bit, and I played hockey with his sister growing up. And my
Sorry, Carly. We're going through a tunnel. I guess you're gonna lose connection.
Sorry, fellas.
No Sidney Crosby support on this show.
Just get Crosby on the show.
Just
get Crosby on the show.
Yeah, so if you're friends with Sidney Crosby's family,
just hit him up. Just tell him.
Or goalies on the Canadians.
Don't tell him to look on my Twitter.
Send him my email.
All right.
Tell him not look at any of our Twitters.
I do have to do our Manscaped read quick. Then we'll just go back to firing questions because I'm enjoying this also. All right, so let's get into the Manscaped read for this episode. Viewers at home, you can cover your ears. Just kidding, you got to listen. All right. Cheers to 2022 and resolutions you can actually keep. How about having clean and shiny balls all year round? Our sponsors at Manscaped are here to save your balls this year and make the ball drop into 2022 the cleanest and sexiest ever. Set your first New Year's resolution with good intentions and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer at manscaped.com using code PHP for 20% off and free shipping. Again, that's 20% off and free shipping with code PHP at manscaped.com.
One
That's
day
the
we're
best
gonna
part of every
one day we're
episode.
gonna get a Caps player on here, and it's gonna be the most brutal read ever.
We're gonna make them read it.
No chance.
We're gonna make them
you guys
read
should
it.
have got that one.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I should have mentioned that. I was thinking about it today at work.
I didn't think it was professional to ask our guest to read about shiny balls.
We should make that a tradition now. Every guest has
Hey,
to read
if you have the document up on your computer, you can read it again.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again. It's okay. You don't have to. I have a question to ask too. This is about the NHL jersey. There's like all these jersey combinations. What is your favorite NHL jersey? We did an episode once with all of us said our favorite. What's your favorite? Like it could be all time, any jersey that's ever been released.
Oh, that's good. Oh man, this is hard off the top of my head. There's some good ones.
Capitals reverse retro.
You know what? This might be kind of a weird answer, but on Twitter today, I saw like a picture of the Thrashers jerseys, and I used to like hate them, but I saw it and I was like, yo, these are pretty fire.
Powder blues, man.
So I'm gonna go with the Thrashers.
You can't go wrong with
I
powder
actually
blue.
really like y'all's jerseys. The
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
Is there any jersey from the PHF that you like the best, or is it just yours?
Oh,
I mean, what are you gonna
You guys have the best logo.
You know what?
by
I just
far.
was making sure. I know
You guys definitely have the best logo. I think I've come to that conclusion. But when we asked you earlier, who's the best goalie in the NHL, we didn't ask you who the best goalie is in the PHF because it's like
We know
there's
it's
only
her.
one
It's
answer, and we
her.
already know it.
It's her.
So no point. But
Thanks, guys.
of course.
We're making that.
So
I don't care.
what was I gonna ask? What are the odds you have any jerseys lying around your house that you don't need?
Oh my god, yeah. I wish. I've been I'm home for Christmas with my family. And I've been skating on our pond every day, and I've been just cycling through all my old jerseys every day. So I've been mixing it up, and I think tomorrow is going to be the Maine jersey. So
Okay.
Oh, that's
represent it
sick.
for the
You-
members.
What was your first
sweet.
NHL jersey you ever got?
I don't have an NHL jersey.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I have yet to drop
Get
the
a
cash
get a
for one.
get a Kovalchuk Thrashers.
Shut up.
Better than
Look,
a
all right,
couple
it made
caps.
sense at the time. Okay, I
No,
thought
it
was gonna be
didn't.
Longer, and I thought there was going to be a pandemic. It's not my fault.
Yeah, we really gave up like a second round pick for like 3 games of him against New York, but
It
whatever.
was cool while it lasted. Okay, he
The
played more
Russian
than this guy
strikeout.
has, and he's hanging up on my wall.
Is that even true?
I think I don't know. I actually know. He's played longer. That's an Anthony Mantha jersey, by the way. I love Anthony Mantha.
Oh, nice.
It used to be Jacob Rana, but then they decided to trade him. So
Okay, so
The Caps do play tomorrow, though. Do we
I'm
want to
going
do
to the game.
predictions
I'm
and
actually
you
going
can
to the
make our
game.
You're going
best
to the
guess?
game?
They better win if I'm gonna be there. I'm going with my dad and a friend.
Are they
better win.
allowing people to go?
Yeah, they are.
yeah,
That's surprising.
You just got to be back.
So
the United States.
So we play
Don't care.
the Preds tomorrow at 7. I know you said, CJ, that you haven't been watching a lot of NHL this year, and probably not the Capitals, but I guess we can just all go through quick. But I say we beat the Preds. It sucks to beat up on Capitals legend Philip Forsberg, but that's another one we have to reference every time. But yeah, I say we beat the Preds tomorrow. I don't think it'll be. But at the same time, our entire lineup is out right now. So,
We're getting Kuznetsov and Backstrom back.
We beat them 8-2.
okay.
Ovechkin scores 7
We got
goals. I
some
have the
centers
best
back.
night of my life.
Yeah.
We got some centers.
if
back.
they
That's not
lose,
good.
though, you're never allowed to go back to a game. So.
I've been to games that they won and games that they've lost. So
Me and my dad had a streak where every time we went to a game, Jacob Rana scored a goal and we won. And then of course
I have yet to go to a Caps game where they lost.
Same. Me as well.
Get Jake
I
tickets,
gotta go.
Capitals.
I think I've
So-
been to a couple Islanders losses.
So our friends over at RMNB posted yesterday just like how many players have been on COVID protocol in our starting lineup. So the only people on our roster, like starting lineup left that haven't been on COVID protocol are Ovechkin, Wilson, Mantha because he's not playing, Connor Sherry, Carl Hagelin, John Carlson, Orlov, and Samsonov. Every other person on our team has been in COVID protocol.
Every single one of
at
our
some
left
point.
wingers has been safe.
If OV goes on it, we should pause the season.
No, the second we start getting to Ovechkin, we start messing with Ovechkin. Second, we'll start.
Hey,
pause the
if
season.
Samsonov gets put on COVID protocol, how far is the drive from Buffalo to DC, CJ?
Yeah,
if you
we're
want
gonna need a goaltender.
you want to hop in net for us.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
just give me
lie,
a
it's
call
pretty
with that.
dicey. We allow a lot of chances. It's not gonna be easy, but I think
There's a Blaze Pizza in DC.
There's a Blaze Pizza.
There is a Blaze
There's
Pizza in
many
DC.
close.
there is probably Blaze Pizza in DC.
There is.
All right, I'm in.
We can freeze
go.
the lake outside the National Mall if you want to.
Number 70 is now open on our team.
Exactly.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Carly. Who is your favorite professional athlete? Just any sport, any context. Who's your retired, active, whatever? Who's your favorite professional athlete? Who's someone who really you think about, gets you excited?
Yeah. Honestly, Serena Williams. She's an absolute boss. I love watching her play. Just the way that she plays is just unbelievable. She's so dominant and just so powerful. And then watching a lot of her interviews and stuff, I just really have so much respect for her as a person, and the way that she carries herself is just really impressive to me.
I loved the word choice at the beginning. She's an absolute boss.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's
Did
the
you
best
see-
chirp? What's the best chirp that you've received? And what's the best chirp you've given back?
Ooh. The best
You have to
chirp
say
I've
names.
received. I don't know. I don't get chirped too much.
That's for good reason.
Yeah, Oh God, that's a good one. Probably. I love when people try and shirt me. I just think it's hilarious, and like I try to like laugh in their face, or I try to make humor of it. Like there was one time I think there was some scrum in front of the net, and we had all fallen down, and we're all like, it's just craziness. And someone said something to me, and I just like looked him in the eye, and I was like, "Are we about to kiss?" Just like what?
Just throw them off the rhythm.
Yeah,
All
like
confused, yeah.
like I like to just throw humor in there and throw humor back at them, and I think that's you gotta laugh. You have to laugh. And
How'd they respond when you said that? Did they say anything
I
back?
no, I think they're just I don't even like honestly remember, but it was just you just gotta have humor. You gotta have humor.
I would go the humor route too, because I feel like I would stutter if I tried to actually come up with a good chirp. Like it wouldn't
No,
come off.
1000%,
It's
Carly.
hard.
I would 100%
Yeah.
say that too to somebody at that point. I'd be like, you know what? At this point, I need to laugh.
Like
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 I
a
would
bag of spare parts, bud.
I think if I try to start saying stuff, I just start laughing. I'd be like, oh, whatever, fine, go away.
Yeah, it's hard not to stutter. I've stuttered so many times, and I'm like, oh my God, I just butchered that. Let's pretend I said nothing. But yeah, you gotta. It's chirping's like an art, and there's a lot of people who are. But I guess it takes practice.
On break, you got to start writing some down so you can practice them next time against Boston.
No,
You just pull it out. You pull it out of the back of your goalie helmet. Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You put it back in.
You've got like 11 days until your next game, so
Exactly,
I
you got
want
some
to hear
time.
at least one chirp.
You got to get a goalie
Yeah.
helmet that has the chirps on it.
I want to see a
They
goalie
gotta-
fight with the Boston goalie. I want to see some chirps. I want.
They got to get you mic'd up for the game
a
and just have you chirping the whole
Oh
time.
my God, I would love to be mic'd up. There was like a few years where like my go-to chirp was just like, I think it was like it was just like stop being dumb or just something like really simple.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Stop being dumb.
I have a
Yeah.
legitimate question for you. Have you ever attempted, when the net is empty, to score a goal?
No, I've never attempted. But I have been practicing because you never know. You got to prepare
Exactly.
for every situation.
Where would you?
There's
what would
three
be
games
your-
three things I want to see in this game against Boston. I want a
Yeah.
shot on target from you. I want a chirp, and I want some dropping of the gloves.
Exactly.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
What would be your strategy for scoring? Would you like to go behind the net in the trapezoid to score, or would you want to be out in front where you have like less ice to
How
cover?
would you score from behind? You know,
I
like
think
bank it
like-
off
you
the
can lift it
wall.
up, Eric.
Isn't that
Yeah,
bad?
I
That's
think
like
like
way
being
more
able to,
difficult.
like
Guys
grab
have
the
done it.
puck, or if it was like shot on net, to be able to like pull it behind the net, create a little bit of space for yourself, and then to be able to like sauce it over everybody. I mean, that would just be sick. That, or like if someone dumps it in, you go out, get it, put it down right away, and try and fire it. I think those are the two options that I can like visualize myself doing.
Do like
Skate
what
through the
Patrick Paul did at one time.
entire team, hit a
That's what
Michigan.
Patrick Paul
Yeah.
did. He started skating through everybody, and they gave him a penalty. And he was like, "I was skating with the puck. This is the ball." He was
Well,
like,
what would the Selly be?
Oh,
What would
I'd
the
have to
goal
jump into the
song
glass.
be?
I'd have
gotta-
to jump into the glass or into
All
the
right.
What would
bench.
the goal
What
song
would the-
be?
like,
Or
with
the
the
bench,
team?
the bench would be that.
Yeah,
would be
jump into the
that'd
bench
be
with the
tight.
team. That would be the greatest.
What would the goal song be?
"Yeah, there's personalized
Ooh.
goal songs in the league. What would you have?"
Careless
Rah,
Whisper.
rah, Rasputin.
That's a great one. It's a great.
Careless
answer.
Whisper. That's awesome.
Careless Whisper.
I don't think we've ever said this. What would our goal song be? Does anybody want to say their goal song? Eric,
No.
would you like to? No. Wow,
I
okay.
did score a goal. I did score a goal in my men's league ball hockey debut this
Bro, you
past
should have pulled out
weekend.
your like speaker
You
and been like
know,
started blaring something.
And I did it. You can ask all the guys that were there. I was with Ian Olin from Russian Machine Never Breaks. But I was using a $20 like kids stick from Dick's Sporting Goods, and it got the job done. I ripped a 1T. Would it have gone in on you? Probably not. But to be fair, the goalies there were actually pretty solid. They had pads and everything on, but that was a nice moment for me.
Yeah, hey, you
I
gotta celebrate
do not play
That was
hockey.
sick.
You got me thinking of my goal song now.
I would definitely have.
"Sexy Back" by Justin Timberlake. That's my pick.
Nice.
I was between two for so long. I was either Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles or
Oh God, no.
Fuck, dude, why?
God no. God
it's my goal song. I don't care what you think. And then it would be "Gimme Gimme Gimme" by ABBA as would be the other one.
Oh,
I think it's because I love ABBA's music. It's awesome. But I think I would have to go with Harry Styles just because.
Holy FM smokes! I got my money up.
I'm trying to think of which Taylor Swift song I would pick.
nice.
You
Yeah,
pick a Taylor Swift
Love
song?
Story. Love Story or like 15.
Yeah.
No, dude, pick Wildest Dreams. That would slap.
Yeah. That one's good.
I was thinking
There you go.
22. If you
Nah,
hit like your
15's
20-second goal.
15.
Honestly, I don't think you can go
20's
wrong
better.
with T Swift.
Oh,
T
man.
Swizzle's goated.
Do you have a favorite artist you listen to like during your personal training or like working out? Like what's your go-to music?
Yeah, I listen to like a lot of. I've recently been listening to a lot of like older or 2000s, I guess, Eminem, and I've been listening to a lot of Mac Miller. He's
Hell
been
yeah.
high lately. He's just been vibing. And like NF when I work out and stuff. But pregame, like I don't know. I always like mixing in at least one Eminem song. There's just something about him.
What's your go-to Mac song?
The go-to what song?
Go-to Mac Miller song.
Ooh, I've been listening to Woods.
Anything
a
from
lot
Kids would probably
lately.
be my answer.
Anything what?
Anything from the Kids album would probably be my answer.
Yeah, I've been listening to his Circles album a lot. I don't know.
It's a good
I
one.
spent a lot of time driving so far this fall, and I just put on Mac all the time. So I
Definitely.
love him. He's unreal.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. I have
Rest in
one
peace
more-
to John Madden, who passed away. Like
Oh my
2
god,
hours
dude, that
ago.
broke my heart.
Yeah,
I was
that was,
That's a big one.
Hmm.
On a lighter note, I climbed about 200 points in bullet chest while listening to Eminem. So
Nice.
Let's go.
Man, it's just like listening to Eminem, like doing all the moves. Like
I don't know. I know
focus,
you're
like-
not. I don't think Joey, you're a big chess guy, but the world champion will like stream drunk as hell playing chess and just listening to Eminem and just crushing like grandmasters. I just think
And
it's
that's your
hilarious.
inspiration.
Yeah,
That's
no,
my
he's my,
inspiration. I want to be that when I grow up.
I want to be Magnus Carlsen when I grow.
CJ, do you have any questions for us? I mean, I know you're the interviewee, but you know, if the floor is open.
Who are you guys cheering for this PHF season?
Well, the Buffalo
I think
Beauts,
you know the
obviously.
answer
to
Come
that.
on.
All right, I just wanna hear
I think
it.
you know the answer to that.
Come on now. We got to go for the blue frosted tips. I mean, like, it's the biggest inspiration.
If I
in
wasn't
the
a
world.
broke college student, I'd be ordering your jersey right
All
now.
broke college students, man, for God's sake.
Hey, no, I get it, fellas. I feel ya.
Hey, I mean, box hair dye from the grocery store is like $10. I can afford that.
Yeah, me too.
Pop. Yeah. Any other questions at all?
Hey, is anybody? So, how many goalies we got in here?
I used to play goalie a little bit. I'm not bad. I don't.
Never
I
played.
I played it a lot when we played for hockey. I loved playing goalie as it was so much fun.
I played
Painful,
goalie
but
in
very fun.
lacrosse in like 3rd grade, and I was god awful at it. I played goalie in soccer for a while. I was decent at that, but then I stopped playing goalie in high school, and I do not play anywhere near goalie in lacrosse as like right now. So definitely not me.
Yeah, I played football, baseball, and golf growing up. I was never a goalie.
Yeah, I played some soccer. I'm 5'7", 140 though, so can't even really. And for most of my life, I couldn't really like reach the crossbar consistently. So not the position for me. Whenever we would go like
still
back
taller than Jose Altuve. You could probably play in baseball.
back when we played with my friends, I would handle the goal, but you know you weren't allowed to chip it when I was playing.
Well, yeah, I have a
All right,
question for you. Well, I'm gonna one more question for you. Sorry. How hard would you go if you won the championship with the PHF? Would it be Ovechkin level? Just
Keg stands.
It would be CJ level. So,
Keg stands.
Oh, damn.
Keg stands.
Sorry, go ahead.
I got two for you guys. First, I want to know. I don't know if you guys saw the news about the IHF canceling the U18 Women's Worlds, but what do you guys think about that, or what do you guys think a good solution might be?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the biggest thing about that is it's tough because it's like the same thing with the Olympics. It's so difficult because not only are you pulling people from their regularly scheduled seasons, it's also a risk if they get COVID, they're going to be stuck somewhere. But I think, like you said, they 100% deserve to play. Like if you're going to run the men's tournament in Canada right now, which it's currently happening, you should definitely find a solution for the women's tournament because they're the exact same level and they're very popular. I remember people loved watching. I remember a couple years ago, one of the most popular games on NHL Network was the women's final between USA and Canada. I think United States won. Sorry, Carly. But it's important that you like you said, you get these people this time to play and to get competitive, to showcase their skills and their talents. Because at the end of the day, this is like an important thing for everybody. This is not only for personal pride, but for country pride, which country pride is like top of priorities for a lot of players. So if you're thinking solutions, I'm thinking that's really tough because I don't know. I'm not really good at planning stuff. But something I heard like with the Olympics is like, people have suggested maybe moving it to like a place in the United States, the hockey tournaments, so that they can actually like use the NHL players since it's closer. Or obviously going somewhere where it's more accessible for everybody. Obviously, Europe is pretty difficult because there's a lot of European teams coming over. But yeah, just maybe moving the location would be smart. I mean, not having it at all feels like the easiest decision, but like a big cop out to people because they deserve to play. And some of these girls are not going to be able to play this again, and that sucks. It's like today when they canceled the NC State bowl game. Like some of the guys who are seniors on that team won't be able to play ever again. And it's like that's just a big ass cop out. And I feel like they need to figure out a proper solution rather than just saying, no, you're done. Goodbye. That's not fair to you guys.
I think what the biggest issue with it is, like, you can have your reasons or whatever for not having it right now. But the problem that I have with it the most is like there was no plan B or like follow up. It was just, okay, we're shutting this down. End of story. They could have tried to reschedule it or postpone it or work something out to have it still happen on a later date, whatsoever. But, like you said earlier in the episode, and like Joey's saying, it's just as important for the women as it is for the guys. And they deserve the investment from the IIHF just as much as the guys do. And something that, haters of it will try to say is like, oh, the guys tournament is bigger. It's more attention. It's more money brought in. Okay, well, the girls game can't grow and get to that point also if you don't give them the opportunity to showcase it and to broadcast that to people. It's contradictory. It's like, how do you want it to grow and get to that point if that's your only argument, if you're not going to give them the opportunity to do so?
I just think it's bad for the game because, like, if this is how people get noticed as well, like, how, like, they can't showcase their skills, how are they going to get, into playing, higher up and like follow their dreams and all that stuff? He said, it's a dream come true for you to play in the league. How are girls going to do that if they can't even showcase their skills in a huge tournament like that? If you're going to have it, or if you're going to have the men's tournament, you should have the women's tournament too. And that's just kind of the bottom line. Like, you can't not have both. Like, they should have canceled the men's tournament too if they're going to cancel the women's tournament. And like, yeah, you said it. Yeah, they might make the argument the men's tournament makes in bigger stuff, but it shouldn't matter for that. Like, it's going to be discouraging for younger girls to play like, I can't. They're going to keep canceling these tournaments. I know COVID and all that stuff, but still, it might not be around forever. But you never know. And if they keep canceling these tournaments, it's just going to discourage like girls from not wanting to play and stop playing hockey. It's bad. I think it's just bad for the game.
I think it's just like bottom line, like Jake said, I think it's just disrespectful. Like there's no like way around it. There's no other way you can put it. It just seems like they don't even give a damn. Like you're a national organization that is showcasing youth hockey to go on and, go to the ends of the earth to have the men's tournament go on and then just push the women's tournament to the side and act like it doesn't mean shit. That's it. Like it's just disrespectful. And
the cop out.
Like Jake said, it's like, if you're a young girl or just a parent of a girl playing the sport and seeing that happen, it's discouraging. And I mean, if I'm in that position, I'm going to be pissed off. Like you're like Jake said, that's their chance to showcase their abilities and hopefully chase their dreams and become a professional player like you have. Like there's plenty of players that have gone to the World Juniors and tournaments like that and made their mark and had their breakthrough moment, go off in a tournament, and all the scouts there are like, damn, this person's really good at hockey. Let's get them on their team. So many people are missing out on that opportunity because of this, and it's just upsetting.
Yeah, I don't think it just doesn't make much sense if your logic is the Omicron variant. I get the concern surrounding it. I understand that. But if you're gonna have the men's junior tournament with Omicron happening, you can't use Omicron as justification for canceling the women's tournament. That logically doesn't line up. You can't say that, you know what, like the women are not at any more risk than the men for Omicron. So if you're going to take the risk with the men, you should give the women the same opportunity. And if you cancel both because you think it's too concerning, I personally, my opinion is that wouldn't make too much sense, canceling both of them. But it would make more sense than what's happening now, which is canceling one and not the other. Like, it just doesn't line up. If Omicron's a concern, cancel both. If Omicron's not a concern, run them both. But at least, like, makes sense. It just like, you can't cancel one because of Omicron and not cancel the other because apparently Omicron doesn't matter there. Like, there's just no logic.
I think one really cool thing about this very unfortunate circumstance is situations like this, I think, have happened across women's sports. Like, I know, at least for my entire lifetime, and being able to see all these people that are now speaking out is really cool to see. Just the hockey community coming together on both sides to just express their concern, and hopefully I know there's a solution to this. Like, there has to be, right? In terms of making this right for these athletes. But it's pretty incredible to see the community come together and express their concerns and just give these athletes what they deserve. And hopefully a solution does come out of this, as it should.
Absolutely. I think that they're unfortunately, canceling it is easier. It is safer, but that's not what we want to see. Obviously, we don't want to see sports canceled. We don't, like last year when everything got canceled. Nobody wanted to see that, but that was just the safest thing to do at the point in time.
It doesn't make sense though, because like Will said, it's like, if you're canceling it to be safe, then the men's tournament should be not happening right now.
Yeah, the men's tournament, because they made United States forfeit, and you're just like, well, why are we running a tournament then? If you want to cancel both, that's fine. It sucks, but that's at least fair and fine. But you're going to cancel one and not the other, and your justification is, or whatever the name of it, the variant is, Omicron. And well, why are you running the men's tournament in a city that's currently populated and they're allowing fans in? That's not safe. That's just counterintuitive. And honestly, it's kind of par for the course for the IHF. They're not the best organization of international sports. They're not FIFA levels corrupt, but they're definitely in the second place totem, in my opinion, which is how they just simply do not care about the women's aspect a lot of times. And that's not fair, because there's a lot of talent on that side. And I feel like they deserve a chance to showcase a lot of the young talent in the world that genuinely could be really cool to watch.
Yeah. And I mean, hopefully out of this situation, I mean, that the biggest thing is it inspires change, right? Because, when things like this happen, I think that it's going to motivate people and inspire people to step up and, create something better and make it right and make it better for the next who come. And hopefully the ones who lose out on the opportunity this year don't lose out and a solution is found. But this is a step to inspire change and to make it better.
You said you had a second question. You had a second question after that?
Oh yeah. Second question is, does anybody play Fortnite?
I used to be pretty nice back in the day.
I gave up after
that game has been so up and down.
Oh yeah. Big
one
time.
update will be super enjoyable and the playing field will be even and it's not dog shit, and then a week later they'll change the entire game that was perfectly good, and they'll make the game atrocious. But here and there, I'll play every once in a while.
I re-downloaded
if you want to run some Fortnite, I'll play.
Yeah, I re-downloaded it. I re-downloaded it when that last update came out, because I just wanted to see how it was. And
Will's pretty nasty at Rocket League if you play that.
Will's literally part of.
I actually I compete for UT in Rocket League.
Nice.
So
I just got into
He's
plat
sick.
this week. You know, I'm not at Will's level yet, but I'm getting there.
I just had my first aerial like ever this week, and I'm pretty proud
Let's
of
go.
it.
Nice.
I finally made
Nice.
my first money from the game this semester. I made about $600 or $700 playing in a competition. So that's
go.
pretty cool for
Oh,
like
that's
a baller,
nice.
you know?
All right,
Let's
Mr.
go.
Professional. All right.
Yeah, it's a
Calm
professional right
down.
there.
I got a
Calm
4.0
down.
this semester for the first time in my life. If we're shouting
Yo,
out
let's
achievements
go.
and shit.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna blame fluid mechanics for that on mine.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to cover?
Do you play? I just sorry. I want to. Do you play Warzone at all?
I did for a little bit, but then I got back into the Fortnite grind, and I've neglected Warzone. But I'm a huge I played a lot of Call of Duty growing up, and I love
Yes.
Call
Yeah.
of Duty.
Okay.
Best
is-
What's
your favorite
What's
COD?
the best
Best
Call of
COD.
Duty?
Best
Best
COD.
Call of Duty.
Best COD.
This is important.
There's
like,
two acceptable. There's
There's
three
like three.
acceptable
There's three.
answers.
There's
There's
three, in
three
my opinion.
acceptable answers.
my younger
Maybe
self
four.
has to say Modern Warfare 2, just
That's
because
one
it
of
was
the-
so
No, that's one of
iconic.
the
But
answers.
then,
what are you guys
hold on.
talking about?
What's the nerd person say?
Okay, so in college, when I was at Maine, I lived in what you might call the hockey house. So I lived with two of my other teammates, and another roommate, and people were always coming over our house. So I had moved my gaming system into the living room,
Mhm.
and the whole house became obsessed with Call of Duty, World War II. So we played it constantly. So I
I love World War
have
II.
a very, very special place in my
You
heart
love
for
World War II.
No.
I would say that I love
Context here.
World War II as a historical
World War II as a
event
historical
to
person,
study.
deadass. As a historical fanatic, World War II is cool. A lot of the things that happen are not; they're terrible. But the aspect of it is really cool. It's a fascinating time in history. But as a game, I loved World War II. It was.
I was more of an MW3 kid back in the day, but
I was
my
MW3
most
or Black Ops
MW3
2
was
for me.
mine.
Mm.
My
Black
most
Ops
played
2.
my most played COD is definitely
Fire.
BO3. I got to Master Prestige in BO3. I was in no life at that game, but COD's definitely not as good as it used to be, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Sucks.
But I think everybody agrees on that for the most part.
Yeah.
But bring back MW3.
Just remaster Black Ops 2. It's a perfect game. Black Ops 2
Yeah,
is so perfect.
Right. The Beauts have been getting into zombies, so
1v1 me on Rust, CJ.
Wait,
Let's get it.
Oh my God,
okay,
let's go.
okay. So you're into the zombies game mode.
oh my god,
What's-
zombies.
What's the
is-
best map?
They're
I-
Heisendrock.
Shut up.
To be
No.
fair, I haven't played all of them.
Okay.
But I've played an obscene amount of hours on the Call of Duty World War II on the first zombie map. I couldn't tell you the name, but just
It's
full amount of time.
Oh,
I like
Oh,
Origins on.
I like that. I like that map. I think it's
Yeah,
really cool.
it's cool, and I looked up all the Easter eggs and all the hidden stuff, so I've done my research on that one. So I love that map.
I love what's it called? The Rise and Rock is a good one. I played that when it came out. I love
Kino der Toten is my favorite.
Oh.
When I grew up on
Yeah.
overrated. Overrated. I personally, I am a big Shadows of Evil man myself. I think that is one of the coolest
We're just
stylistic.
gonna run through every single video game.
just every single video game, just like Mario, Tetris, just go down the line. But yeah,
what was your Mario Kart character of choice? That's a good
Oh,
one.
that's a good question. I always went with Boo, the ghost.
Oh yeah,
Or
I was a
Luigi.
Koopa Troopa guy, you know.
Oh,
Koopa
nice.
Troopa and Toad were my
bro,
games.
shy guy, he's the man.
I would use the little bike that was like a bullet. I don't remember what it was, like bullet bike, I think.
Oh, that was so fun. Jake, who's your
Are
favorite?
you
Mario Kart?
are you a fan or are you not a fan of Rainbow Road?
I always use Yoshi.
Well,
Oh,
considering I'm a massive lesbian, I'm a huge fan of Rainbow Road.
That's a good answer.
you
Thank
know what?
you.
I mean, the logic is pretty sound. What's who do you think out of the five of us win a Mario Kart game?
Ooh.
How would you give an answer to that? She's never played with any of us.
Just
That's true. We'll
critical
have to play.
thinking skills. She's a goaltender. She's got to know this stuff.
We'll have to play. That's what I'm gonna
Oh,
say. We're gonna have to
that's
play.
fair.
Let's go. All
Gotta
right.
come up,
Everybody
you
get
gotta
a
come up to
Switch.
Buffalo and play.
Everybody get a Switch. We'll play.
All right. Well, I think that covers everything, unless anybody's got something that's not a video game that we need to ask her.
I'm all good.
All right. Oh, all right. So we already asked you a piece of advice. Give us a motivational quote to go out on, and then we'll end it.
There we go.
Need that.
Alrighty.
Need that.
It was that or
first
the
things
Manscaped
first,
read.
Go Beauts.
That's our motivation for the day.
Second-
Go Beauts.
Yeah. I think I think the world is a very intense place right now, for pretty much everybody with everything that's going on, and everyone's fighting their own battles. And I would just say that just live your life with love, and hug your people a little tighter when you can, and enjoy what you do, and find those moments of light in your life, and try and be grateful for those every day. But yeah, just live your life with love, and hopefully a smile on your face, and just be well.
Hell yeah.
That's a good motivational. I like that.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you again, CJ, for coming on today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Honor.
And if you ever want to come back on, we're more than happy to have you here. So thank you again.
No, thank you guys. It's a pleasure's all mine.
Of course, yeah.
It was amazing. Everybody, from all of us here at Pizzas Here podcast, to all of you.
Good night, Buffalo.
And fun holidays. Go Beauts, go Capitals. We'll see you guys next week.
Good night,
And
Buffalo.
hopefully the world won't collapse by then. Peace out, everybody.